Hey, yo, you ready, Keys?
Let's get it.
Get on your feet, Tiger fans!
Yo, it's your boy, B-Eazy.
It's your boy, V-Keyz, and this is
Uplayedtho Podcast. All right, Keys, man, we back for another exciting episode 3, man. The college football season is coming rather swiftly, man.
Week 0 is approaching. We're a couple days away. We have one ranked matchup, Week 0, but Week 1 is what everybody kind of waiting on, you know what I mean? So we're going to dive into that and these top teams and the, All-American, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, man. Having football on Saturday is going to be exciting regardless of who's playing, but yeah, the action doesn't start really until next week. But we're going to talk about the AP poll. We've already talked about the college, the coaches poll. We're going to talk about the AP poll and how that turned out. So Keys, let's take a look at maybe the top 5 to run it down real quick. So number 1, we got Texas. I'm just running through them real quick. So we got Texas, Penn State, Ohio State, Clemson, and Georgia to round out the top 5. How do you feel about how that ran down?
As predicted, I thought we would be higher than we were in the coaches poll. Well, we were number 6. We are number 4 with a couple first place votes. Penn State, they made a jump. I think they were 3 or 4 in the coaches poll. Anyway, Texas, Penn State, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia. Georgia has a new quarterback. We'll see how Kirby Smart rebuilds around him. Ohio State, like we said, they replaced 2 coordinators, new quarterback, but you still have Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs. So Penn State has a lot of returning production, but it's Penn State. Do we trust them in the big spot? And Texas, do we trust Arch Manning, taking to him?
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. What surprised me is the first place votes that Penn State got. They got 23, and Texas got 25. So it was really almost a pick 'em there.
Yeah.
I'm not really sold. Like, I know we talked about James Franklin and his inability to win the big game. A lot of questions there. Arch, can he play as well as Quinn Ewers? I know the defense is going to be nice, but there's a little bit of unknowns there. Ohio State, they probably got the love because they just came off a national championship, and they probably, arguably, I don't know if we're arguing it, but got the best wide receiver in college football right now.
Yeah.
And Clemson, number 4, I'm good with. I guess I'm okay with that. In Georgia, Kirby Smart, they kind of been in the hunt. Notre Dame, I thought would get a little bit more love because they just lost the national championship. I know they got a new quarterback, but so just rounding out the top 10, really quick, Keys. At number 6, Notre Dame, followed by Oregon, Alabama. Familiar opponent, LSU at number 9, and number 10, Miami.
Yeah, and pretty much the same sentiments that I had on a previous episode about we talking about the top 10, like Miami. Carson Beck, a pretty disappointing year last year at Georgia. We're not up to his standards where, he came into the season as a Heisman front runner. Expected to be the top quarterback, yada, 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 but he didn't have the year he wanted. LSU, Garrett Nussmeier, he's returning, and he's up there in the All-American teams and getting that kind of mention. But we've had the Brian Kelly talk. Do we trust Brian Kelly in big spots? Kind of like Marcus Freeman a little bit. Not Marcus Freeman, excuse me. James Franklin with Penn State. But Bama, number 8. We'll see. It's Kalen DeBoer, second full season. So they got a new quarterback as well.
Yep.
Oregon, I don't know. It's some unknowns there for me. But, I believe they'll have an explosive offense. So, the conference really ain't that deep. You know what I mean? So we'll see there. Notre Dame, like you said, Jeremiah Love, probably the best running back in college football. New quarterback. And they did come up that natty loss to Ohio State. They lost a lot, too, though. They lost Bo Collins, and he what a weapon.
Yeah. Hey, man, we'll get into that when we tap into the NFL because, I was surprised to see. I was surprised to see him out there. He looked good. I will say that.
I give him his props when they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's doing more in the league than he ever did in college. At any rate, having Miami in the top 10, so we got 2 top 10 ACC teams. So, Miami has to show up this year. They have to show up this year. Like we said in a few pods before, Cam Ward really carried the team in moments where they were just out of the game. LSU, a lot of people picking them to win the championship. I don't quite understand that based on comments that we've heard already. Brian Kelly, I mean, he's just like you said, can't win the big one. For him to think he can go all the way, he does have, what's his name, Garrett Nussmeier?
Yeah.
So we'll see. Is he who we think he is? I think we got probably the best quarterback in the nation right now. He might be, a close second, but we'll see. I agree with everything you said after that, Keyz, on the rest of these teams. But
yeah, and with LSU, I mean, we'll do a deeper dive. We're talking about Clemson and LSU matchup. We talk about the week ones, but that's definitely going to be intriguing, man. And just a couple other things to note. 13 is the Gamecocks are sitting at number 13, which I think actually might be kind of high because they lost some things as well. So, I mean, we'll see if they can have a year similar to last year. But I think Lenore Sellers is being game plan for more. And that Illinois bowl game lost last year where he couldn't hit the side of a barn sometimes, Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what the Gamecocks can do as well with that, usual SEC schedule.
Yeah, I think they surprised a lot of teams last year. I don't think they, like to your point, didn't really have a game plan for Lenore Sellers, and I mean, really understanding his skill set. So now, with the understanding of his skill set and how that D-line needs to approach that, you know what I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a different story. They're going to have to get into the passing game a little bit more. You got Michigan at 14. I'm not really a believer in Michigan. I think they're still on the way of rebuilding that program since Harbaugh left.
And they're in trouble again.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it'd be sanction after sanction with Michigan. I don't know what's going on with them. Arizona State was 11, Illinois was 12. Like I said, watch out for Illinois. They can make some noise. They could possibly upset a Penn State or Ohio State this year, what have you. Just keep an eye out for them for making some noise possibly. Yep. And 15 was Florida. That's the top 15. So DJ Lagway just got back to practice after a minor scare injury-wise, but I think he good. The Gators are really excited about him this year. So I don't know, man. I mean, he doesn't have too much experience, but, he's like a Cam Newton kind of athletic type. And he's a big body quarterback. So if he can get it done, and, Florida might have a surprising year too, man.
Yeah, we'll see. I know that the alumni and the boosters are expecting a lot. But just to round out the top 20, you got SMU at 16, Kansas State, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and then Indiana. It's good to see SMU back in the fold. They made the playoffs last year. We played them in the ACC championship. Won on a walk-off field goal. So, they were right there. They didn't bolt well in the bowl game, though.
Penn State defense just smothered. Pick six, another pick. Kevin Jennings didn't have his best game against Penn State, but he returns with SMU, and we do get them at the crib this year. Yep. So
more experience.
And that's the only other ACC team ranked other than Clemson and Miami. So in the top 25, even though I think Georgia Tech could have maybe snuck in there at 25 or 24.
They were right in there. I think BYU, Utah, Baylor, and LSU had the closest, next closest votes.
Louisville.
Oh yeah, and Louisville. Yep.
You said LSU.
I said LSU. Oh yeah, I'm forgetting LSU is even in the conversation, even though they number 9 and they supposed to win the championship. I don't get it.
After week 1, they not about to be though. They about to be in no conversation.
And just to round out the top 25, at 21 you got Ole Miss, followed by Iowa State, Texas Tech, Tennessee, and surprising Boise State. Man, they're the only non-Power 4 or Power 5, however we're saying it now, school to get in. Ashon Gentry's gone. I mean,
nothing too much to see there. Ashton Gentry on to the Raiders. I mean, he making a couple plays in the preseason, but I mean, rounding out the top 25, there's nothing. It's because it's just not the same anymore, man. Because like if you're not really in that top 12, it's almost like nobody cares.
Yeah.
But I just remember the days when Clemson was coming up. We ranked 17 preseason. We might be ranked 22nd. Those are like exciting times, man. Because like you see your team, at least you rank. But now it's like everybody got expectations so high. So if you're not top 10, like it's a disappointment. So For the teams like that, I just don't want the fan bases to be just too disappointed that you're not top 12 yet. It takes some levels, man. It can take some years. Man.
Yeah. They got to figure out a way. I mean, I'm glad that we got 12 teams in now, so your conference championship means a lot more. It bodes well. As long as you got, I want to say, a 10-win season, then you have an opportunity. But to your point, these bowl games got to get have to have a little bit more meaning for everybody to want to tune in. But so those teams are right there. Just wanted to note. So we always talk about SEC bias. I mean, I'm not going to just continue to reiterate that, but looking at the way things shaked out, the SEC had 10 teams, the Big Ten had 6, the ACC had 3 teams, the Big 12 had 3 teams as well.
We see it every day. I mean, in some cases, I get it. There are some good teams in the SEC, but it's not end all be all. I mean, the SEC hasn't won a national championship in a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Ohio State won one, Michigan won it. Who else? So I mean, so it's like after Georgia had their back-to-backs, the SEC been kind of hush mouth.
Yeah, they've been riding on a couple of teams, Alabama, Georgia. So I mean,
and now Texas.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and LSU don't count. Well,
I mean they count, but they haven't. They haven't been in that LSU or Alabama tier since 2019, and that's the last time they got close.
Yeah.
So
we'll talk real quick. Let's go ahead and reiterate those All-Americans. I know you did the short out there. Go ahead and check that out on Instagram. We're gonna post that on YouTube as well. But Keyz, let's go ahead and talk about the first team All-Americans from the AP poll.
Yeah, so our first team quarterback is Cade Klubnik. Great year. Like I said, I did the whole breakdown. Go check that on the page. But like I said, 24, 36 to 6 touchdown to interception ratio. Had a pretty good year, man. So he's looking to build on that. And as a note, second team was Garrett Nussmeier. So like I said, we'll see that showdown on August 30th in the real Death Valley. Stay tuned.
We're going to break that down just a little bit more after this. But
yeah, and then first team, Peter Woods, D tackle. So, of course, that goes without saying. And also, I'll just go through our Clemson players real quick. So the second team, we had, Antonio Williams made second team receiver. Blake Miller made second team offensive tackle. And T.J. Parker made second team defensive end, which I think he should be the first team. But that covers the Clemson side of things. But, Texas and Penn State had a lot of representatives on the All-American team as well, man. So
yep. Colin Simmons, sophomore, edge rusher, linebacker, Anthony Hill Jr., Michael, I don't even know how to say his last name, defensive back, Tafi, a senior. So Texas had 3 All-Americans, and Penn State had 3 as well. Running back Nicholas Singleton. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the guard that they got.
Yeah, a little Hawaiian.
Yeah, and lineman Zane Durant. And then, of course, Ohio State, we can talk about them. They had 2 All-Americans.
Yeah.
No stranger to anybody. Jeremiah Smith, probably the favorite. I'm not going to say he's the favorite to win the Heisman or anything like that, but he has the opportunity. Yeah.
He's the Blitnikov favorite, but he's easily the most physically dominant receiver that I've seen in college football. And, I mean, because Marvin Harrison Jr. was up there, too. He just left Ohio State a couple years ago, so, I mean, they have a cycle that and
I was saying he reminds me a little bit of Julio Jones, right? Just real big and physical. And then Caleb Downs, junior safety.
Yeah, he a dog out there too, man. So that's their 2 cornerstones.
Yep, 2 players that are going to the league. I don't think there's any question about that, as long as they can remain healthy and continue with the same production. A few other notable players that we got: Alabama's receiver Ryan Williams, sophomore. This is one. I mean, he is that guy. But I will say, this is where I think Antonio should have not Antonio. I think Antonio should have got a little bit more love.
I mean, even Wesco. I mean, because Wesco was a true freshman, along with. I mean, he was behind Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams in touchdowns and all that. But
true that. But just looking at the numbers that Antonio put up last year, that's why I'm saying that. And there's been arguments that he's probably going to be the first wide receiver taken off the board in this next upcoming draft, and I believe that. But also edge rusher Dylan Stewart from South Carolina.
He had a good year. So, I mean, they lose a lot. Again, like I said, so he'll be dependent on more to make bigger plays this year, and I expect he'll receive a lot of double teams. You know what I mean?
And then LSU has Whit Cheeks. Oh, my bad. Whit Weeks, senior linebacker.
I like that. I see what you did there.
So we're gonna see.
He been talking a lot himself too. So I'm like, man, LSU do a lot of talking, man. So I mean, to not have one opener in 5 years?
Yeah,
finna be 6. So on 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
So history is not on their side, and just the way Brian Kelly's talking, I'm like, hey, we gonna see. But over here on this side, we gonna leave everything on the field, just like T.J. Parker said, man. We're gonna leave it on the field, man.
Find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find all that out week 1. But let's go ahead and get into this LSU Clemson game. Keys on week 1. Just kind of talk through some of these week 1 games. But let's just kind of give a download of preliminary how we feel about it and some of the key things that we're looking at.
Well, I'll say this, like that line that moved. I mean, we started at 3, then it went to 3.5, then it went to 4. So Clemson right now is a 4-point favorite at home. But, fall camp is kind of coming to an end. Clemson just had the last scrimmage. I think LSU has one more scrimmage they'll do Saturday. But I'm hearing good things from the Clemson camp. And I'm hearing, not so great things at LSU camp. Nussmeier has a slight knee injury. I think it's not nothing major, but he's already not really a mobile quarterback. And the offensive line is very inexperienced. I think they have some freshmen starting. They haven't started a lot of games together. So that's a daunting task going up against a veteran D-line in Death Valley at night with that crowd noise. So I expect a lot of false start penalties, a lot of miscommunication, things of that nature. And if we're able to get some early pressures, some blitzes like Tom Allen likes to send, like I said, Nussmeier, he not Cade. Cade can get out there and he can run around. He can go get you some, get you some first downs with his legs. That's not Gus. That's not his game. So that could be a big difference between the tackles right there, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, and I think that both teams are probably going to try to establish the run early. We're going to get to see what Adam Randall, what he's able to do. He's kind of been that all-purpose player for us, and he's a solid running back, tall. I think he's 6'2", maybe 230, something like that.
Yeah, he's about 240. I mean, he almost like Derrick Henry size. So I mean, if he can give me Derrick Henry results.
So Keys, Keys, this is what I'm kind of thinking, right? With us, we've had some running back issues in the past, and really it's about, being healthy and just having the O-line with experience that we have now to be able to run the ball. I feel like, and, maybe a little bit more versatile, but more like a Wayne Gallman. Shout out Wayne Gallman. We got the jersey hanging up in here. But I think he's going to be that physical presence that we need, not necessarily – in between the tackles all the time, but just able to, pick up third downs, get in space. We also talked about Gideon Davidson, freshman. I think a lot is going to be on his shoulders because I know Jay Haynes, he's had a nagging hamstring injury. I believe that's what he had.
Jay Haynes, he tore his ACL.
Oh, he tore his ACL.
Yeah. So he's still not all the way back. Jarvis Green he's done for the season. But Keith Evans Jr. is still back there. But one thing, the difference between last year, like Phil Maffa, he was injured a lot last year, like we talked about. He really didn't have the breakaway speed, like the speed like Arando has and probably Gideon has that we've heard he has. So I think that alone can make a difference just coming out the backfield.
Yeah.
But also pass protection is really big. So as long as they can, they can recognize blitzes and recognize where the weak side, I recognize that. So give Cade the extra little second or two to make some plays downfield. That'll be key.
Pass blocking, I agree with you. Pass blocking is going to be key. And we talked about last season on a few episodes that they were just using Phil wrong, right? Jet sweeps and things like that. He's not that type of back, right? And I don't know if it's just not having the personnel available. We just tried to do whatever just to keep the defense honest. But to your point, I feel like, one, we know Cade. Cade is a weapon. We want him to utilize the wide receiver targets because there's a plethora of options, right? There's a lot of mouths to feed. But he has the ability in those cases to, shake a defender here or there. So, are you expecting, looking at this game, these are probably the top 2 quarterbacks in the nation based on, what the AP Fields and just kind of what we've been seeing over the break here, do you think this is going to be a high scoring, high offensive, passing yards? You think we're going to get into the 300s with these quarterbacks, or you think it's going to be a defensive showdown?
I think it's possible because I think LSU, they might have the best speed at receiver, more than anybody else in the nation. I think we have the deepest receivers, but LSU, they keep some speed.
Mm-hmm.
They keep some warriors out there, so that's a task. I mean, that's something to be concerned about. I mean, our secondary, we led by Avion Terrell, which I think he could have contended to make a preseason All-American team, but
shout out.
He's coming back. He may be the first corner drafted 26, but we got Ashton Hampton over there. But our safeties, they just need to be on a swivel, man, because if Garrett get out there slinging the rock downfield, and that can open up some things immediately for them. But like I said again, that comes down to how much pressure can our front seven get, which I think we should be able to get a lot of pressure. But I think we can. I think it might be a little high scoring affair though, possibly.
Yeah.
As far as like passing yards, like the 300s, I can see that. I can see that.
A couple things that I wanna just note that we've addressed in previous episodes, man. This is a new season. Let's just make sure defensively we make sure we tackle, man, because we've had problems tackling. That front seven. I mean, getting to the quarterback was a little bit of an issue. Stopping the run was an issue. So I hope that we've been able to address those things because we're definitely going to need to do that. Linebacker unit, we got to tackle, man. We got to tackle. So
yeah, I mean, there was way too many moments last year where it was just extremely disappointing. I mean, the Louisville game, we just got out physical. I mean, even Stanford Citadel ran all on us. I mean, not to mention, you see what happened in the Texas game. If it wasn't for that porous run defense, we might would have won the game. I mean, because Cade had he even said it was his best game. 3 touchdowns. That was TJ Moore's best game. But, that goes with, like we said in plenty of times in the previous episode, Wes Goodwin's scheme, he just wasn't the fit. And we said that he just wasn't it. With that kind of talent, you cannot be giving up that kind of yardage consistently. So, I mean, you can't have 2 first-rounders on your line and we like in the hundreds or something in run defense. That don't make sense. And you got the ACC Defensive Rookie Player of the Year and Sammy Brown at linebacker, which, I mean, he might can have an All-American season at middle linebacker, and not to mention Wade Woodaz, who led the team in tackles. So there was just no excuse with the personnel we have to have that poor of a defense statistically. You know what I mean? So I think Tom Allen with his energy coming in, I think he's a force to be listened to. You know what I'm saying? And to be respected, just like a Brent V was, like we've talked about as well. So
yeah, I think that Dabble was very kind of strategic in what he did with making sure the coaching staff was what he needed, right? Bringing in a Taj Boy to work with the quarterbacks, bringing in a Ben Boulware to work with the linebackers, bringing in a Tom Allen. I mean, Garrett Riley, this is his 3rd year with Cade, behind the helm in this Garrett Riley offense. So we're poised to go out there and kind of show the nation, where we left off. So definitely. Well, let me just say this real quick, Keys. It's a plus. Clemson is a -4. As we've seen this line kind of creep more towards in Clemson's favor, are you buying the hype? A lot of people are picking LSU to probably win the national championship, but based on where the line started and where it is now, it seems like more of the people are putting their money on Clemson. So that speaks volumes.
Yeah, night game in the Valley that's a rare loss for Clemson and Louisville. They got us last year night game. Dabo has a lot to prove though. We lost to 3 SEC teams last year. Georgia, embarrassing loss to start the season with. South Carolina at the end of the year at home. We never want to lose that game, and especially the fashion we lost it. then Texas in the playoffs. So that's 0-3 versus SEC. That just can't happen. So Dabo's aware of that. This is the prime opportunity, a prime game. The whole nation eyes is on you. So I think people are starting to buy into us being favored, like due to certain things I've already talked about, like the offensive line versus the D-line matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Nuss, I mean, is the knee 100%? Is it going to be 100% week one? They didn't have really good running game last year. How is that going to look? So I think a lot of things go in Clemson's favor being at home. Now, if it's a neutral site game, we might only be favored by like 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think we'll still be favored, but if you haven't been, them Death Valley Lights are something different when you go out there, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be out of town for that game, Keyz, but you're gonna make an appearance?
Oh yeah, Keyz is in the building. LSU, August 30th, primetime game. I'm be in the building, so I'll be posting the location throughout the day. So I don't know where I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna be all around the Death Valley, man. You know what I mean? So come find me, come holler at me, and I'd love to meet you guys, man.
So yeah, holla at Keyz while you're out there. Matter of fact, Keyz, while we out there or while you're out there, what you're gonna do, you're gonna have to send me the video. But we're gonna go ahead and announce the winner of our jersey giveaway, right?
Oh, okay.
So really quick, if you guys have not logged on to either the Instagram or the YouTube, we're doing a jersey giveaway. All you have to do is go onto Instagram, check out the post that we have, and it gives you all the instructions there. Just tag 4 of your friends. Follow the instructions on what pages you need to follow. Follow the YouTube pages, and then you can be entered to win. If your name is drawn and you win the jersey, whoever you tag, one of those 4 friends, we're gonna randomly select one of those 4 friends to win another jersey as well. So man, tap in.
Yeah.
All right, Keyz. With that said, man, let's talk about that first week 1 matchups. We have some great games. It's gonna be all day watching these games, but we got some great matchups. So probably. Maybe the number one matchup I think game day is going to be there is the Texas and Ohio State.
Yeah, and they did that on purpose, of course, and I don't like that. It's unfortunate that you got that game and LSU Clemson same week, like 2 top 10 matchups on the same day to start week 1. Like this is probably the most exciting week 1 matchup wise I can remember. And you also got Notre Dame, Miami, another ranked matchup we'll get to. But
it's gonna shake up the rankings.
In Texas, they're going in. Not even favored. So I think this is the first time ever that the number 1 AP team is not favored in week 1.
Yeah.
So that's a task.
And I think this is the first time they've ever been ranked number 1 in school history.
And that's kind of crazy, I'm like, this is the first time Texas ever been number 1.
It's kind of crazy, but it was kind of a close call, right, with Penn State. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. And Ohio State just came off a national championship. There's a lot of questions we already talked about. Some of the pieces that they're missing, some of the new pieces that they have there. But we'll see what Ryan Day can do. I don't know how I feel about this one. My early prediction, Keyz, is if it's me and I'm looking at this game, I'm probably going to take the over on this one. So the point spread is 47.5. I'm probably going to take the over. I expect this to be a shootout, even though Texas has a good defense. I'm not really sure if they're going to be able to stop Ohio State. Right? They got a dog back there at wide receiver.
But they quarterback. I mean, he's not really experienced. And Texas did have the number 1 pass defense last year. And, I mean, Cade Klubnik torched it in the playoffs, but I mean they still have a really good pass defense. And you got a new quarterback starting. With a new OC and a new DC at Ohio State. Even though you do get Jeremiah Smith, I mean, I don't know, man. Like that Texas defense might be up for that passing challenge, man. Even though I mean he'll go ahead and get his, he can get his 200.
Mm-hmm.
I mean he probably will. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I don't know if it's nerves. I don't know if I think it's nerves or not. But this is gonna be a statement game for Arch.
Absolutely.
And they're going in the not so friendly territory. I don't know. Is this game? No. Yeah. This is I can't remember who is in who is it? Belgium. I can't remember. Florida State played Georgia Tech last year.
Overseas.
In Dublin. Yeah. One of these games is in Dublin. I don't think it's that one, but yeah, it's gonna be a statement game. I'm excited to see it. Like I said, I'm probably gonna take the over in it. I don't know if it's going to be defensive-minded game on both sides, but I'm definitely going to take the over on that one. Another game that I'm not really excited about it. I think this is going to be a wash. Is the Alabama-Florida State game. Alabama's favored by 11. Florida State was a dumpster fire last year. Just bringing in players and thinking that that's going to fix things. Mike Norvell, I would say he's on the hot seat, but they're paying him a lot of money.
Yeah, well, they won the national championship in 2023, quotation mark. So, yeah, Bama favored by 11. I'm taking the points. Give me them all day.
Yeah.
Plus, because, Florida State has just done too much talking off the gate. Like, you got new quarterback from Boston College. You got benched at Boston College. You transferring to Florida State. Like, you talking about Nick Saban can't save y'all and yada, yada, yada. Like, bro, like, you got to don't mess around and get humbled in week one. Like, humble. Like,
he was mad because they didn't get a primetime game. And I'm like, who are you to demand a primetime game?
You were 2-10. First of all, you weren't even on the squad last year. You coming to a squad that was 2-10. And you playing Bama. Yeah, it's not Nick Saban's Bama, but it's still Bama. It's still the pedigree, and they're still a top 10 team with a good defense. They got a new starting quarterback, but nonetheless, they're a much better team than Florida State.
Yep, a lot. So. These renter players, because you just go in there to try to, I don't know, man, get some NIL bread. But, yeah, we'll see how that first game goes. If they're competitive, I'm definitely going to be surprised.
Yeah, I will be.
Yeah. So Virginia Tech is playing South Carolina, I believe, down there in Williams-Brice. South Carolina is favored by a touchdown and a half, or a touchdown and 7.5. How do you feel about this? You think they'll have this one handled?
This is kind of tricky because Virginia Tech they be so unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they gave us a scare last year before Cade and TJ had that heroic play that kind of gave us the momentum to propel and win the game. But yeah, I mean, favored by 7.5 at home. I don't know. I mean, I would say maybe by 6. Take 1.5 away, which I don't know if you think that's splitting hairs or not, but
yeah,
I would favor them at home barely though over Virginia Tech.
Okay, I can agree with that. So let's talk about this next one, Notre Dame at Miami. Notre Dame is favored by 3.
Yeah, I agree. Just came out the Natty, like we said. Marcus Freeman he has experience. Miami hasn't made the playoffs since when? Never.
It's been a while since they've been relevant. Mario Cristobal, man, I think he's on the hot seat. I mean,
yeah, Carson Bent, like I said, I don't think he's that good. I don't. So I mean, we'll see what they have, but I'm taking Notre Dame in that game there. Yeah. To cover.
I like it. So we'll talk about this one. Georgia Tech versus Colorado. Originally, I thought this game was, maybe a little bit easier for Colorado to win. But now, just thinking about the pedigree of Georgia Tech and the fact that, Shadour's gone, new quarterback, regardless of how, well, Prime thinks that he can play and his experience in high school, I think that it's going to be a little difficult to get this, even though it's in Boulder.
Yeah. Because Shadour and Travis Hunter pretty much, they carried. You know what I mean? Yeah. Say what you want to say. I mean, you got the Heisman winner. And both of them got their jersey retired for a reason. I mean, but I'm going with Georgia Tech because they got, experienced quarterback, experienced running back. Colorado, they replacing too much. I don't, it's gonna take some time to rebuild it back up again for prime time, man.
Yeah, man. I just hope this is competitive. I know, Georgia Tech, they upset. I'm not even gonna say they upset Florida State because I don't know what Florida State expected, but that first game is gonna be tough. It's usually a trap game, especially for us. We're always concerned about Georgia Tech because they know us so well. But probably the last game that's really gonna be tuned into 8 p.m. You got Auburn at Baylor. And
no, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know, Keyz. Auburn's favored, which I believe they should be. I'm just not really sure how to call this one. Right, the over under is 57.5, so they feel like this is not really going to be a defensive game.
No, I'm taking the under all day. Auburn's coach today is it who's their coach? It ain't Hugh Freeze no more. I forgot their coach name. Sorry, but
this ain't your Gus Malzahn Auburn Tigers, man.
He said they're going to play 3 quarterbacks. So, like I said, if you got 2, you got 0. If you got 3, I don't know what you got, but and they have Stanford's transfer quarterback. But 50, nah, I'm taking the under. That's too many points. Baylor, no.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's gonna be that high of a scoring game.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all tune into the Easy Calls Podcast, man. I'm gonna run down these games, and actually, I'm gonna pick a winner, right? And we're gonna see how that goes. So let's talk about the one game, the one ranked matchup that we have this week that we're gonna tune into. I'm probably gonna watch more than just this game, but the Dublin, Ireland game this year is Iowa State versus Kansas State, number 22 versus number 17.
Week 0 in the building.
Yep. Spread is a field goal, Keys. So, I don't know, man. This is Kansas State is their favorite. I don't really have much on this one, man. To me, it's just a pick 'em.
Yeah, I agree. It's a pick 'em, but if I had to pick 'em, I'll go Kansas State.
Yeah.
Because I'm not too familiar with too much of the program other than, Brock Purdy was at Iowa State when we beat them in the bowl game a couple of years ago. But other than that, Cyclones versus the Wildcats, Kansas State. I'll just go with Kansas State.
Yeah. I'm gonna rock with them too. Obviously the AP feels that they're a better team too, ranking them ahead of them. So that's what I'm gonna roll with. And we're gonna see how it shakes out. Really quick, Keys. What I wanted to do is kind of talk about the rest of the Clemson Tigers schedule, because this is really what's going to really kind of shape our season. This first game is important. We need to win this game. We're going to win this game, but outside of that, this is where the discussion is going to be for most of the pundits out there: strength of schedule and how we perform. So, out of what you see on this schedule, particularly for the ACC, do you see anybody that could really, maybe threaten us or, give us some cause for concern?
Yeah, well, cause for concern, that's threatening cause for concern is two different things for me. Threaten, I could see the Louisville game. It's on a Friday night, which is a trap day. We don't really play Friday night games. Back in the day, we used to play Thursday night games. But Friday night games are rare. Louisville can be a hostile environment at night. But Dabo very seldomly loses to the same team in back-to-back years. So I do expect a bounce-back performance. The boys got a bad taste in their mouth from that Louisville game. They got punched in the mouth at home. So I think they'll be up for that game. Georgia Tech week 3, they should be a much improved team this year. We'll go to Atlanta. We haven't lost in Atlanta in a minute, so I'm not overly concerned about that. And you have some people that say, "Oh, well, Clemson just got lucky against SMU." I mean, we were kind of blowing them out. It was 21-7 in the first quarter.
Yep.
Kind of let our foot off the gas, and once again, we couldn't stop the run. So they got back in the game throughout the course of the game. So defense would be shored up by then, and they got to come to Death Valley. So
yeah,
I'm not too concerned about that. But the last time we played at Chapel Hill, 2019, we were number 1. We had some difficulties, man. So not to say that could be a trap game, because it's Chapel Bill now with Bill Belichick, but I don't think North Carolina has near the talent they had then to make this even really competitive. So
he needs a little bit of time to get his players in there and also get some tenure with them, right, to get some cohesion. So it's going to be an exciting game. Of course, we're going to be tuning in. The game that I want to say maybe interested to see, not cause for concern, but interested to see is SMU. They had a great season last year. Of course, everybody wants to talk about who they played and who they didn't play. But as far as the ACC play goes, they played well. Syracuse, they knocked off Miami, so there was a lot of heart there.
Shout out.
Brand Brown, man, shout out to you. But it's gonna be interesting. Now that last game of the season, we got to get our get back. We're actually going down to Williams-Brice to play the Gamecocks. Last time we played the Gamecocks, it was a little bit of light work. But last time we played the Gamecocks in Williams-Brice, it was light work. A little bit of disrespect, man. They keep putting this at a 12 o'clock game with these guys. Do you think that says more about what the expectations for them are, or expectations for the Tigers?
I mean, we're coming in preseason top 5, so even though last year we had a noon game again in the Valley. I mean, I just don't think they respect the rivalry as much as like the Iron Bowl and the Texas, Michigan. I mean, Texas, Ohio, you know what I mean, like the Michigan, Ohio State. But even Michigan, Ohio State, they always play at noon.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the standard for them. But I just don't think the Clemson Carolina rivalry is like as nationally, where it should be, like it was when it was Spurrier versus Dabo. We was both ranked top 15 every year. The rivalry has lost its luster over the last several years because we have been so dominant. Other than those 2 losses we do have over the last 3 years to them.
Yeah.
But
and I guess during rivalry week, you gotta pick which teams actually get into the prime time slot. But when I look at these games and I see all the TBDs, I'm like, they could have They could have gave us a little bit of time. They went ahead and gave us an 8:00 game with Louisville, and I'm like, I don't know what the rest of the country looks like during this time. It is a Friday night game.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we'll be it for that. For the only game on TV probably, except the West Coast game later, but prime time on a Friday,
Yeah, we got to find out. They got to find a way to make that game just a little bit more important because it's important down south, right? For the Carolinas, I mean that's one of the primetime matchups, primetime rivalries. But
yeah, and also man, like Lenora Sellers and Cade Klubnik are both getting like preseason Heisman, love. So I'm like, why would you even do that at noon game when it's two of the best college quarterbacks we have returning this year? And they're gonna be head to head again at the end of the year. I mean,
Yeah.
So maybe they're just not expecting us for the Gamecocks this year. I don't know. Y'all tell me, Gamecock fans.
Gamecock fans, man, chime in and let us know, man. Well, Keyz, man. With that being said, before we get out of here, man, anything you want to leave with the people?
Not really. I think we ran through everything pretty swiftly. And like I said, don't forget to check out the last post, one of the last posts we had on the page about the jersey giveaway, because I will be giving out the jersey August 30th. So if you're in Death Valley on August 30th, or if you're not, we'll still find a way to get that jersey and jerseys, plural, if you follow the directions to the winner. And like I said, man, we're just excited. Football is back. We got week 0 coming.
Man, football is back, man. I feel like it's been a long off season, man. We've been starving, so definitely excited. Can't wait. The team looks great. Just looking at a lot of the interviews. I think they call it house call.
Yeah.
So
house
yeah, that's some great content. If you haven't seen it, go out there and see it. I've been hearing about this SEC series. That's I don't know if it's on Hulu, Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Okay, Netflix. Yeah. I gotta check that out, man. I've been hearing a lot about it, man.
It's a good series, man. It's like a seven episode series about SEC football. So check that out as well on Netflix, football fans. Y'all know where to find us.
Yep.
Uplayedtho and Uplayedtho Podcast. Subscribe to YouTube at Uplayedtho. Let's get them subscribers up, man, so y'all can just keep liking and seeing the content at your disposal, man, anytime you want it.
Yeah. We're gonna be flooding the social media with great content. Me and Keyz both. So, like you said, make sure y'all follow both pages. And man, hey, drop your comments. Let us know how you feel about the podcast. And also, go Tigers, man. We can't wait to get up with y'all boys. I'll see y'all in Death Valley for the next game. Keyz will be out there for LSU, like he said.
Yes, sir.
Man, with that being said, Keyz,
we out.
We out.